Hello everyone! Today we're diving into one of the most powerful and advanced fighter jets in the world, the F-35. You may have heard of it before, but did you know that this aircraft doesn't just have the potential to change the course of war, it also holds technologies that were once only imagined in science fiction. The F-35 is a game changer in modern warfare, with capabilities that no other aircraft can match. Its supersonic speed allows it to cover vast distances in no time, while its agility gives it the edge in executing even the most difficult and dangerous missions. This fighter jet is designed to dominate the skies, whether it's in high-speed aerial combat or delicate operations that require precision. But the most mind-blowing feature of all is its ability to render itself almost invisible to enemy radar systems. Imagine a jet that can fly through enemy airspace without being detected, making it an unmatched asset on the battlefield. However, that's not all. The F-35's arsenal of cutting-edge technology and design features goes well beyond just stealth. With advanced avionics, unparalleled maneuverability, and the ability to carry out complex missions, this fighter is in a league of its own. Its design includes advanced radar systems, integrated weapons platforms, and next-level control systems that ensure maximum performance in both offensive and defensive operations. The F-35 can engage targets from long distances, defend itself from threats, and operate in challenging conditions. But the real power of the F-35 comes from its combination of speed, agility, and that nearly invisible radar profile. If you're wondering how it does that, we'll dive deeper into its hidden capabilities later in the video. You'll be amazed at how it's revolutionizing air combat. Stay tuned as we uncover more secrets about this incredible machine and its extraordinary capabilities.
The stealth capability of stealth fighter jets is the ability to avoid being reflected back by radar waves. According to this rule, the design of the aircraft should avoid right-angle corners, and the tail made of vertical and horizontal components is the easiest to detect by radar. When radar waves bounce off two surfaces at right angles, they will return in the direction they came from, exposing the aircraft. The best way to avoid this is to completely remove the tail, as in the case of the B-2 bomber. However, removing the tail would significantly affect the aircraft's maneuverability. Therefore, the F-35 uses a V-shaped tail to replace the vertical tail. The V-shaped tail not only controls the left-right direction, but also serves as a vertical lift. For example, when both tail fins swing to the left, a force is generated to the right. When they swing to the outside of the fuselage, a downward force is generated. Of course, in addition to the V-shaped tail, large elevators are also used to give the F-35B higher maneuverability. The long and sharp edges are the most easily detected by radar. Sharp edges cause radar waves to be transmitted to the edges, and the waves can even spread along the surface of the fuselage to the rear edge, scattering at the rear and returning to the radar. We know that the intensity of the return signal depends on the smoothness of the edge, so the edges change to a serrated design to scatter the return signal's intensity. This is why the B-2 bomber uses serrated edges at the rear. The F-35 also uses serrated edges, but in fact, every hatch on the aircraft that can be opened has serrated edges. For example, this hatch reveals a retractable ladder for the pilot to board. Another example is its landing gear compartment and the weapons bay hidden in the belly. There are also two smaller flare launch bays. Flares are used as decoys for heat-seeking missiles. However, strangely, the aircraft's largest hatch does not have serrated edges. This is because this hatch houses a powerful lift fan. This lift fan can generate 85 newtons of vertical thrust, creating a low-pressure area above the aircraft, causing air to be sucked into the aircraft at a 90-degree angle. the strong airflow reaches the intake from various directions. To allow the airflow to pass smoothly and avoid too much turbulence, which would reduce fan performance, the intake door does not have serrated edges. Therefore, this engine cover is the result of multiple design iterations. The F-35B primarily uses vertical landing and can take off from a runway as short as 30 meters, thanks to the clever design of the engine ducts. The rear engine uses an extended drive shaft to transmit 29,000 horsepower to the bevel gear of the vertical fan, making it spin. Meanwhile, the gear also starts to rotate in sync with the rear exhaust nozzle. This nozzle's mechanical structure is called a triaxial rotating nozzle, composed of 3 metal tubes at specific angles. The rotating middle section allows the nozzle to rotate from 0 to 45 degrees. This angle is used for short-distance takeoff and allows the F-35B to take off smoothly from a smaller amphibious assault ship. During short takeoff, the rear nozzle adjusts its angle quickly and synchronizes to ensure the aircraft takes off at the safest angle. For vertical landing, the rear nozzle rotates 90 degrees downward. However, during rotation, the nozzle's direction moves in an arc, and the arc-shaped thrust would cause the F-35 to lose control. Therefore, a diverting nozzle is installed at the exhaust outlets of the 2-side thrust ducts, and there is also a diverting vane below the lift fan, which changes the downward thrust direction from 5 degrees to 42 degrees. Pay attention! The magical scene in front of you is not a movie special effect, but the US F-35B fighter jet, showcasing its powerful high-altitude hover capability, and it can even perform a 360-degree rotation while hovering. Not only that, it can also take off and land vertically like a helicopter. How does it achieve such a miraculous operation? Today, a Bing will take you on a high-definition journey to witness the full process of the US F-35B fighter jet, demonstrating its powerful takeoff and maneuvering abilities. This is Andersen Air Force Base in the US, where the pilot is carrying a cup of Da Hong Pao green tea and AD calcium milk cookies, entering the cockpit through the built-in retractable ladder of the F-35. His leather boots really make a Bing envious. Next, the ground crew retracts the ladder into the aircraft body, and after some adjustments in the cockpit, the pilot begins to close the canopy. Soon, we will witness the F-35B's amazing electronic control system check. To achieve vertical takeoff and landing, the F-35B's power system design is unique and has never been replicated successfully by any other country since its first flight in 2007. First, there is the 3-axis swivel engine nozzle, developed by HP, model F135PW600. The nozzle can adjust from 45 to 90 degrees and provides over 8 tons of thrust for the fighter jet. At this point, the raised panels on the back of the F-35B reveal 2 counter-rotating lift fans located at the rear of the aircraft. These fans can direct thrust downward, providing more than 9 tons of thrust. The swivel nozzles, in combination with the lift fans, are the key to the F-35B's ability to take off in short distances and hover. Additionally, to ensure stability during hovering, there are lift fans underneath each wing. This design is considered a miracle in the world of aviation. At this point, the fighter jet has completed the pre-flight electronic control system check and is now taxiing to the takeoff point. Soon, we will witness an incredibly stunning flight performance. From this angle, the F-35B looks somewhat similar to our recently unveiled J-35 fighter jet. It's unclear who copied whom. The fighter jet